Shut up and sit down.
Kind of serious area, right? So you jumped ship to India, to Real Kashmir. Didn't they want you back in Scotland? How does that go
Well, no,
around?
I was actually living in the I was living in the USA in Phoenix at the time, and I'd had a couple of jobs before, and I did one in Phoenix FC in America. I did a couple in Scotland managers jobs there, and then I worked with youth for a fair bit. But I just wanted to get back into the professional side of things. I really missed the one thing that really drives me, and you'll probably know that by watching me, is that will to win, the highs and lows of winning a football game, and I don't want to sound blasé or anything. I'm not doing it for the money. It's not something that I need to do, but it's just something that if I don't do it, it's a big part of my life that's missing. And I'll never forget, when I got the phone call, it was actually through an agent that contacted me if I fancied going. Around about the same time, there was a job in Uganda, a job in China. But because this was like almost a brand new club, I thought I'll have a go at it. I did absolutely no research. I didn't even know anything about India. No, I'd never been there, and let alone Kashmir. The only thing I remember about India is there's actually a TV show in the UK called An Idiot Abroad.
Yes.
And I don't, with Carol Pilkington, and then he goes down around all these different places, and he's in India. And that's all I knew about India. But by that, I thought everywhere in India was hot and warm and sunny. So I arrived January 2017. I actually, believe it or not, I left Phoenix on a Friday and arrived in Kashmir on a Monday. So there were 3 days through airports, and it was just a nightmare. And then after 2 days, it snows, so we can't train. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what have I let myself in for? And obviously at that point, in the winter time in Kashmir, the power goes off for 2 hours, 2 or 3 times a day. So you can't even watch TV. Internet, most of the time, and then in the winter time is very patchy at best. And then if there's some issues, which there always is, the internet gets switched off. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what am I doing here? I couldn't believe it. Then one of the owners says to me, he says, right, you want to train indoors? And I goes, yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll go indoors. So we'll go to this place, and I think it's a reception hall. And there's a green carpet, there's loads of mirrors, there's 2 ceiling fans, very, very low. And I says, so where are we going to train? He says, oh, no, you're training here. And I goes, what? So I had 26
You're thinking to yourself, what the fuck?
I'm thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck have I done here? And if at that point, if I could have got a plane, I would have taken it. I'd gone straight home. So anyway, I do the best I can. Next day, they say that they cleared the pitch, but all they'd done is basically make a little snow, so you couldn't even TRC. You had to sort of do slalom runs and what have you. So I says, okay, let's go back to this indoor place again. So we do the same thing, and I've got this guy that guides me to where I was staying, and because the guy late typically, and there's actually people carrying furniture back in. It was actually somebody's house we were training, somebody's front room we were training in it. So and I think that really opened my eyes to India and Kashmir. The fact is that I came from the USA, the UK, top level professional teams. Even just the basic, there've been balls, training kit, that we didn't even have that. The things you take for granted, like everything else. And I think it's made me a better person being in India, because you have to adapt. You can complain about things and say, oh, this is shit, and why are we doing this? It's a fucking joke and everything. But you can't, because it's how it is. You just got to adapt and get on with it. And when I tell people, I tell former teammates and stuff what goes on, they just piss themselves laughing at everything that goes on a daily basis.
So you're in Kashmir, okay? You win the second division. You go on to the first.